Hello, everybody. Hey, Marcy. Hi. Because I can't really see the mountains very well today. Really not showing up very well. This gimbal is all over the place. Yeah.
We're back from Willie struck like we went back to, because he was supposed to go try to go to our meetup before we didn't work. Oh.
So we're going to be talking about the different forms of communication when you're driving in a caravan with other people. And we brought Marcy along because everybody likes Marcy. You can tell that Marcy is smiling inside because it is not showing outside.
I don't know what to say. We used walkie-talkies on the trip.
There you go. We used so that's one option is walkie-talkies.
Cell phones, but that doesn't work necessarily when you don't have cell service.
Exactly. So if you have, well, just let's explore one at a time. So let's go cell phones. Okay, cell phones are great, but how can you communicate with 5 different people? Unless everybody's got a co-pilot and everybody that's a co-pilot can be texting, the group cell phones aren't necessarily the best option. Mm-hmm. And then what happens when you get into a dead zone? Well, cell phones are now garbage. They're useless. Even if you have somebody that can do the texting for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's useless. So now the next option, we should actually be doing this with microphones. So the idea here that we're dealing with is cell phones are great and wonderful when they work. Mm-hmm. But when they don't work, they're useless. And the same thing goes for walkie-talkies. You know, imagine there was only the two of us. There was us in one vehicle, and we had Donna in another vehicle, and we had the walkie-talkies. That was great. But what happens if we had a third person, or a fourth, or a fifth?
That's true as well. Then we'd be
exactly.
hurt.
So all of a sudden, not so good anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a whole other option. There's an option of CB radios.
Yeah. Probably not that many people want to go out in a caravan, for one thing.
Well, no, like we're looking at, there's a lot of people that do caravans, but that's not the point.
The cost of the CBs, I don't know how much.
Exactly. So CB, not everybody's going to want to spend money on a CB just so that you can do it for this one thing, this one time. So not everybody's going to want to do that. So that is another barrier. So that's going to be a problem by itself. And then at the same time, you're going to get fuzzy, staticky radio. And what happens if you're driving somewhere like the US and they use CB radios all the time? Or you're driving across southern Canada where they have CB radios all over the place. Now you're going to be dealing with all kinds of cross chatter from everybody else. What channel are we on? Somebody wants to have a side chat. Let's go to a different channel. And then they're missing out on everything that's going on. So it defeats the purpose again. Okay, so CB radios, as great and wonderful as they are, not the best. So what else is left? What other options do we have, do you think?
I don't know.
How about shortwave radios?
I don't know anything about those.
Well, shortwave radios are kind of like walkie-talkies. Okay? The difference is they're handheld units, which is great, but it's a ham radio. It's a shortwave radio. It's whatever meter band that you want to be on. You might have to get a license for it. You might, but two-way radios this way actually work out wonderfully well because there's no, well, I want to be on channel 17. Well, I want to be on channel 12. And I want to be on, whatever. You don't have that issue. So you're not going to have everybody on all these different channels. You could, that is a possibility, but you're not necessarily going to get that. And you're not going to get a lot of cross chatter because you're not going to have necessarily, you may, it is a possibility, but likely, not likely. Not likely at all. Likely you're going to have no cross chatter from all these other radios and all these other systems, which is going to be fabulous, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a very good thing. The walkie-talkies that we were using are called GMRS or GRMS. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a group radio thing. But they're not great. So having these individual walkie-talkies, you can go out and you can get a group of 5 And then you could spread them out throughout your group as long as you keep track of them and you charge them every night and that kind of thing. You're doing great. So you can do something like that. And if you wanted to go ham radio or ham radio and the other one I can't think of now, shortwave. So if you wanted to go ham or shortwave, then you have to get a license. Not everybody's going to be interested in a license, but you can get two-way radios that work exactly the same as the walkie-talkies and the CBs and the shortwave radios. And like they work the same. The difference is you don't have to worry about getting a license for it. You don't have to worry about that all of a sudden, which is fabulous. You want that to be in that direction. So that's a very, very good thing as well. So what do you think? Out of all these options, what do you think might be the best for our situation? You think maybe the two-way radios are going to work?
I don't know. I don't know how much they are, so that's an issue.
Well, that's another one of those things. Like if you're going to go out, like as an example, if we went out and we bought a gang of 5 radios, that would be a fairly significant investment of, $100, $150, $200. You get the idea. You can find them at all kinds of different price points. So we could do that, but is that an investment that we want to make? Are we going to be traveling in caravans that often? Or the flip side is you get everybody to buy their own radio and we all tune into the same frequency, and then all of a sudden you get a radio. Use it whenever you want. And then we've got a radio, so like they can use their radio with another group that they're going out with. They could go on another caravan. They could do whatever they like with their radio doing their thing. And we would have our radio or radios that we would do our thing with. Like, for example, spoiler alert, we're planning on having, Marcy's not on board. Shocker. I know. You've been around the channel for a hot minute. You know she's not on board with anything. Oh, come on. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, so anyway, thinking about going up to the Arctic Circle as a caravan, and this is where these radios will come in really handy. But instead of us or me or her or whatever buying 5 radios, what if we just got everybody bought their own radio? Everybody bought their own. Everybody spends $50, $60, whatever it is. They buy their own radio. We tune them into the same frequency, and then all of a sudden, hey, we can talk to everybody. And then if we don't do another group trip, great, we still have radios. So like we'd buy 2 for us. So if for whatever reason we want to travel with someone else, we got 1 radio for them. But if we want to travel in a group of 5 or 6 or 10 or whatever, then we could actually have that many people on this frequency and we could all be chatting together. That would be way better, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a good thing. And this is what we're talking about. This is the point, right?
Yep.
And we met with Donna today.
We did. We did so. Almost froze to death at McDonald's.
The air conditioning was stupid high. I wanted to throw this personal part in the end because it makes more sense.
It felt really good when we first walked in, but after an hour, it was a little chilly.
Yeah, after an hour, it was like, no, I'm good to go. And then went back to the car, and the car was screaming hot, and I just sat down and was like, felt so good to sit down in a hot car because we were so cold for so long. Right?
Yep.
And for once, we did a video without bickering too much.
That's right.
I saw somewhere else, someone was using the name Bickersons. We're going to have to trademark that sooner than later.
Somebody probably already has it.
The Bickersons. But anyway, that's well, not quite a cut, but you get the idea. Like we're just about done with this video. If you could, we're almost done with this video, I said. Almost. Not quite. So the idea, Marcy, what do you think? Should we go and get a couple of radios and let people know what we think of the radios? And if we have to get licensing and whatever else, because if you get a ham radio, you can talk to people all over the world.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have to look into it. I don't know.
What do you have to look into? I just told you everything about it.
Well,
not everything, but still.
Financially, I don't know how much any of this is going to come to.
Well, that's where it comes down to. Like, you can look it up on Amazon. It takes you 2 seconds, and it's only about $100, $150. You get a pair of radios, you get the charger, blah, blah, blah. It's relatively inexpensive. But the idea behind this is that we would be able to communicate with a lot of people when we're traveling. So if we ever have a meetup again, which we're planning on. There is going to be another meetup in October, late October. But when we're doing the meetup, if we were all traveling together, we could be using all these different radios, and it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It'd be a great way to break in some of the stuff. So we could do like a breakfast call. We're all meeting for coffee, whatever. We're going to a coffee shop, and everybody who's got a radio plugged in for the day, and all of a sudden you hear coffee time, like, okay, coffee time in 10 minutes. Like, all right, everybody get up, get on the radio and say, I'm going to be 15, not 10.
Okay.
Whatever, you get the idea.
Yes.
Be a great intercom between the different vehicles. That would be nice as well.
Yep.
So how do you feel being a co-host for the very first time doing this? How do you feel about being a co-host this time?
It's fine. I really don't have a lot to add to the conversation, so.
She says it sucks.
It's not what I said. Putting words in my mouth yet again. Always doing that. Mm-hmm.
So it's not Marcy approved?
I don't know. I haven't.
She doesn't know. She just experienced it and she doesn't have a clue. So why do I put words in her mouth? Because the words are not coming out of her mouth anyway.
Well, I don't have any comments to say. So everybody make up your own minds what you think will work. Would be my advice.
Generally speaking, yeah. I mean, everybody's going to be different in their own individual situation. I'm just saying, these are the options that are out there.
You're killing me.
And I feel like this is the best option for you and I moving forward with caravanning and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be doing it that much, but if we are, we will have to look into something. I thought the walkie-talkies worked really well.
They did work really well. But again, you get 3 people, all of a sudden it doesn't work so much anymore.
Okay.
See, the two-way radio
choices.
radio is a fancy version of the walkie-talkie. Don't slam the table, it jiggles the camera, you turkey. I got to put up with this.
Yes.
She's trying to whisper in front of the camera that's recording. That's crazy. All right. We will see you in the next clip. And what else?
Be safe.
Get out there and be safe.